The day I received the DNA test results, everything I thought I knew about my family shattered. One simple test revealed a truth so shocking that it made me question every hug, every smile, every word I had ever trusted. Someone in my house had been lying about everything. Before we dive into this shocking story, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It all started innocently enough. My mother had been sick for a few months, and she mentioned wanting to trace our family history. She was curious about distant relatives, origins, and whether there were any health risks we should know about. To help her, I offered to order a DNA test kit for the family. The test arrived quickly, and we all submitted our samples. My father, my siblings, and I, each of us swabbed our cheeks, sealed the samples, and sent them off. It felt mundane, almost trivial. We joked about finding unexpected cousins or discovering strange heritage percentages. Weeks later, the results came. My heart raced as I opened the report online. At first, the ethnicity breakdown seemed normal, but then I noticed a note I had almost overlooked, a familial match discrepancy. My mother and father were not biologically related to one of the children living in the house, me. I read it again. No, it couldn't be. The numbers didn't lie. I was not my father's biological child. A wave of disbelief, anger, and betrayal swept over me. How could my mother, the woman I trusted most, have hidden this from me all my life? And why? I decided to confront her, but carefully. I needed to understand the truth before acting. One evening, after dinner, I asked her casually about the test, pretending I didn't know the results yet. She smiled, calm, but there was a flicker in her eyes, a hesitation I had never noticed before. "You're curious, aren't you?" she asked. I nodded, forcing a neutral expression. "There are things about family, about history, that aren't always simple," she said, carefully choosing her words. The conversation left me more confused. I needed proof, evidence, a way to uncover the full story. I started digging through old photo albums, letters, and documents. That's when I found it. Hidden in the attic behind boxes of forgotten belongings, old adoption papers, sealed envelopes, and letters detailing arrangements that had never been discussed at the dinner table. The truth hit me like a thunderbolt. I had been adopted, and the person I trusted to protect me had kept the secret to preserve appearances. But that wasn't all. The letters hinted at a larger conspiracy. Someone in the family was aware of this adoption, but had tried to manipulate me for personal gain, keeping me in the dark about inheritance, property, and financial control. The betrayal wasn't just emotional, it was calculated. I realized that my trust had been weaponized. Every favor, every smile, every comforting word had been part of a scheme to control me, to shape me according to someone else's plan. The next step was revenge. Not reckless anger, but strategic exposure. I started collecting evidence, recording conversations, and documenting every manipulation. I needed the truth to be undeniable. Weeks later, I confronted the person responsible, my eldest sibling. Calmly, I presented all the evidence, letters, altered documents, financial records. Their initial shock turned to panic, and then to desperate excuses, but the proof was overwhelming. Every lie, every attempt to control me, every manipulation was laid bare. I didn't yell, I didn't scream, I simply revealed everything with quiet authority. It was the power of evidence and truth, not anger, that delivered justice. The room was silent as they realized their schemes had been exposed. In the aftermath, the dynamics of the house changed forever. Some family members were ashamed, others supportive. My mother admitted the adoption, apologizing for the secrecy, and explaining her reasons. She had intended to protect me, but the secrecy had allowed manipulation to grow unchecked. I had reclaimed my power, not through confrontation alone, but through knowledge, patience, and careful planning. Revenge had been served, not as violence, but as truth, exposure, and accountability. Today, I view that DNA test as a turning point. It revealed lies, exposed manipulation, and forced me to take control of my own life. I learned to question appearances, trust carefully, and understand that secrets can be dangerous when left unchecked. That one simple DNA test changed everything. It taught me that revenge doesn't need anger, it needs clarity. It taught me that betrayal can be hidden behind the closest faces, but patience, evidence, and careful action